Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at Gala, see what's going on. And I normally look over at Bitcoin, but I just want to kind of specify we saw a 9% correction yesterday from Bitcoin. And here today for Gala, you can kind of see that we are right at about 18% plus or minus, right? So it's basically a 2x correction in regards to what Bitcoin is doing. So just bear that in mind. Anytime you see Gala increasing or decreasing, it is based mostly on Bitcoin's success or lack thereof at this point, at least until it breaks free again, right? It did try to break free here recently. We had this ascending wedge pattern that broke to the upside, but now we're kind of back. I wouldn't say square one, but we did hit a reset button essentially, which occurs quite often. Same thing happened with Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So nothing special here with Gala in that regard. Just note that it's running about 2x to Bitcoin, which means that, if Bitcoin comes up a good 5%, we could see a 10% increase from Gala. So that's all well and good too when Bitcoin successfully pulls its head out of its ass. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to help you become a better trader, right? My goal and my passion is to teach you how to trade more effectively. I have a trading community and an actual trading academy that I'm just rolling out with next month as well. So be sure to check that out. We'll have available slots first of the year. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the standard stuff here for Gala and kind of go from there. Awesome scenario here. The 50-day simple moving average finally working as a support. So you can see it was tested and rejected here today. Of course, that was a very, very nice little situation there. So we could effectively see that continue to push the price action higher. And then we just start to get this slow, continuous climb from Gala. I think the likelihood of that is pretty high considering the fact that it took a while for it to catch up, because obviously the last 50 days of trading, the average was much higher, much higher than where the average is at right now, right? So it finally worked itself out to kind of intersect there, so to speak, and that's pretty standard. A lot of times a 50-day simple moving average will work concurrent with the price action, so we should expect that to push the price higher, if that makes any sense. We're also hovering right around 50 on the RSI, where even though we're technically below, it's still potential for a bounce there. And what that just means is we can see 50 on the RSI is reflected of 47 cents on the price action. So right now it is working as a potential resistance, but it should and hopefully could result as a close above that, because we have about 7-8 hours left of time left in this one-day candlestick, right? So we're about 2/3 of the way done with this time frame. We should expect the price to close above that, just based on the fact that Bitcoin is kind of stabilizing and a lot of coins are going to slowly recover. Okay, so we could expect that, but for right now, tentative resistance here. We've also got a rejection here. So instead of a MACD convergence, we got that reject, which is obvious based on the simple fact that the price action pushed down from Bitcoin's sell-off yesterday. Okay, so all decent stuff. Also, the moving averages are above on the 4-hour chart. That's typically not a great sign, but I'm not super concerned with it because Bitcoin is essentially holding strong at the 200-day simple moving average on the 1-day chart, and that's the more important moving average right now for the moment for all the indicators. And Gala, even though yes, that is kind of showing us we're in a bearish divergence, I think big surprise, right? It's not a big concern based on the simple fact that Bitcoin, I think the moving averages for Bitcoin are more relevant than the moving average for Gala. Again, on the short-term time frame, that's kind of what we're looking at. But bottom line is RSI is right around 40. We can see an RSI at 40 for a lot of coins right now, based on the fact that they came down pretty significant. A lot of coins bounced off of 30 on the RSI, where this one didn't even need to come down that low because it was it was higher than most coins at the time. In other words, before that sell-off from Bitcoin yesterday, Gala was actually doing quite well. Okay, so I think it'll recover and bounce back. It's just a matter of time, I guess you could say here, because there's once again that little fear, uncertainty, and doubt back in the market that reset button that hit, and everyone's feeling it right now. So just you kind of got to understand the mindset of where people are at. Do they really want to invest in a coin that keeps decreasing in price? No, nobody really wants to, but the key takeaway here is that Bitcoin is controlling that, and that fear causes a lot of uncertainty in altcoins, specifically altcoins. All right. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here at the cloud, kind of see what's going on. We're below the cloud. We see this also too with a lot of other coins where we got this potential sell signal coming up soon. In other words, the lagging span should intersect with the price action soon. And if it does, then we'll get that comfortable reset, so to speak, to give us the acknowledgement that a short position should be closed if you're getting to this point, right? In other words, the shorts have had this free reign this whole entire time up until recent to keep their positions open. This is kind of giving us the indication we should expect to see the lagging span intersect with the price action. Therefore, the short positions should come to a close and we should expect a reversal from here. Now, it's not to say you just take your entire bag and put it into Gala and expect it to go up. It means that you should probably consider dollar cost averaging instead until we get the confirmation that we're looking for. Because true confirmation to me is, price action above the cloud, right? Check number one, lagging span above the price action. Check number two, of course, a conversion line back up above the baseline. Check number three. All right, we have no indication of that at all right now. So don't just jump right in. But again, feel free to add to your position if you have one open. Open a small position. Don't use everything you've got because we don't truly know the bottom is in yet. Because once again, 47 cents is a tentative resistance for today until the one-day candlestick closes, right? So we got to just kind of learn and respect, learn to respect the indicators here. We don't have an indication of a reversal yet, but we do have an indication that, of course, the price action is reaching an exhaustive state, and that oftentimes reverses the price action. Okay, but again, you can see this here though. Just take a look. Obviously, we got lower highs and lower lows, right? That is never a consideration to take entry until you have full-on confirmation of higher highs and higher lows. So the next high needs to be higher than this point right here. So we need to get a high somewhere up in this range. And the next low needs to be higher than 47 cents, right? It has to work the reverse of what we're seeing here, essentially. Okay. So again, no need to swim upstream. Let's wait for the tide to turn. And then once that tide is shifted, we can go ahead and roll with the tide and go with the bulls essentially and kind of ride it out. So all in all, good shape here for Gala. It's more fair to middling, right? It's kind of right in the middle. Not great, not bad. But to me, when something isn't not great or not good, kind of like right in the middle, it's more likely to increase than decrease because we are still considered to be in a bull market, right? I know it seems crazy and strange to hear that, but this is likely the calm before the storm. The year end is always strange for tax purposes, especially this year when crypto is going to start getting taxed pretty heavily in the near future. So a lot of things are kind of coming to fruition or to a head at the end of the year, which makes sense. But just be ready for a pretty green January. I mean, I think that we're going to see that. It's going to be inevitable. This is essentially the consolidation phase before a strong leg up. And I'm referring more so to Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin can get a little bit more dominance back in place, then these altcoins can effectively get on track, right? But again, there's a whole ecosystem in the back end we don't even need to concern ourselves with. But for right now, Gala's looking very good, and I think you should celebrate that in that sense because it could be a lot worse, right? I mean, you think about this. These support levels have held very well, and we should never expect the price to come down below 37 cents. But right now, 47 is a point of contention. We've got to see if we can close above that on the one-day chart. That's the important thing. All right, so I hope you found benefit here, of course. If so, comment below. If not, that's okay too. Feel free to message me through Telegram at CryptoCache Tech if you have any questions regarding my group. I get a lot of questions right now, month end, because I close the doors essentially for my premium members, and we'll have new available slots open first of the month. So just know that the open enrollment is usually the first half of the month. And for the moment, that's kind of what we're doing. We are transitioning to a website platform. It's going to work a lot better, much better, just a whole better environment for my members. And I'm really excited to be able to provide that here soon. So thanks again to those who are current members. I really appreciate your patience in this transition. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.